Wild day of breaking college football news on the West Coast. Ryan Abraham did not expect to be joining you here at Lead 11.
Yeah.
USCfootball.com. The message boards have to be on fire today. You woke up this morning. I don't know what you expected your Thursday to be like, but man, what a breaking news story. USC, UCLA, Big Ten teams in the very near future.
It's crazy. I'm about a mile from here at Redondo Union High School. I want to cover Malachi Nelson, the five-star quarterback. It's like, that's what I was going to do today. Man, the tweet comes out from John Wilner, and it's just like, got to run to the studio and do a show. I mean, obviously, devastating news to the Pac-12, but for college football, another bombshell. It's the last year. George Kliavkoff takes over a year ago tomorrow in the Pac-12 as the commissioner, and so many things have happened. Texas, Oklahoma leaving for the SEC. For USC and UCLA to leave the Pac-12, it's going to be devastating for the conference, but potentially huge for the two LA schools. You know, maybe you might triple your revenue every year for the television revenue. So just crazy news, and obviously it's going to change a whole lot of things in the landscape of college football. But for USC fans, it's just been a crazy day.
I know that no one specifically knew this was coming on this day, but you're around the USC program as close to it as anyone. In a very macro, general sense, how much unease did you feel lately? You know, how much scurrying behind the scenes was there as people are clearly watching what the SEC's doing and people clearly know conference realignment's not done? How much emphasis was there on let's make sure that we got a safe landing spot?
I think it's a really good point, because I talked to Mike Bone when he first got hired a couple years ago, and he said, I asked him, like, hey, could USC go independent? Could they join a conference? He said everything is on the table. It kind of created some waves like, hey, USC, they've had such bad leadership, Josh, from the top, just bad athletic directors. No one was ever going to go out of their way to try to do something different. Mike Bone, I think, was going to be a little bit different. Like, he knows, do you want to keep up with Ohio State, Alabama? Their TV contracts are going to be absolutely huge. You're making the same money as Oregon State at USC. You can't do that. So they were at least going to leverage looking to go elsewhere, to go independent, to join another conference. I really believe that. And then you could get a better deal from the Pac-12. But with the gap between the SEC and the Big Ten and everybody else, I don't know if there was a choice. If they were willing to bring you in and you could go from maybe $30 million a year to $100 million a year, you have to do it.
I can't imagine drawing up a better picture scenario for you, for a USC fan, than insert Lincoln Riley, give it a couple of months to breathe, and then insert program into Big Ten. I mean, have you gotten used to the fact that you're going to have conference games in State College, Pennsylvania? You're going to have Michigan State coming here. It's a conference game. What's the reaction been like amongst the fan base?
You know, I thought the reaction would be like almost 100% in favor of this, but we did a poll, just a Twitter poll, and got a couple thousand people already, and it's about 55% that were approving of it. Like, one of the big USC super fans texted me, was like, I don't like it. He travels to all the games. So if you're like one of those guys that, you know, worried about, I'd rather go to Stanford than to Happy Valley, I get it. Like, some people don't like it, but just if you want to root for the success of the football program, this is the way to go. The way, you know, college football is changing with NIL and everything. If Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia are going to make 3 times as much money as you were going to make, it's going to be hard to keep up. Facilities, you know, being able to now funnel money to players through these collectives or whatever it is, you know, through NIL deals. I think USC and the Pac-12 was going to get left behind. So USC is the team that can recruit in a top 5 level, not top 10. Like, they can be top 5, top 3. I don't know 5 years from now, if you were going to be in the Pac-12 making that much less money, I don't know if you could continue to do that. So for the future of the program, I think you had to do it. But at least initial fan reaction, Josh, hasn't been, you know, I thought it'd be overwhelmingly positive, and it's pretty mixed bag.
As you can see, there will be no shortage of breaking news and changes on the USC landscape. So if you're not already, and you're a Trojan fan, USCfootball.com is where you need to be subscribed. Ryan, I know some people would call this the off season, but it's about to be a busy couple of months for you. I wish you luck, my friend.
Thanks very much, Josh. Thanks for having me.